Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a phenomenal best of 3 between Trap and Nightmare. Trap is on the way up and Nightmare has been on the way up for a while, both of them in the elevator, and this elevator is going upstairs, my dear friends. It definitely is. So cheeky little PvP. I haven't actually played against Trap yet since he came back from the military. So I don't actually, I haven't felt his skill level firsthand yet, but I've been hearing stories from other people telling me that he's pretty freaking stellar right now. He's a real gamer, all right? He's a real gamer. Trap has always been a gamer, but he's gaming as hard as he has ever been. What is this? We have a 1-gate expand out of Nightmare. Skip the Zealot. It's going to miss this gate as well. And we're gonna see, full wall with it too. 6 Stalker, 4 gates. This is a build as old as time. Actually, it was one of the first builds I learned back in Wings of Liberty. About 14 years ago. Was this particular 4 gate with a proxy gate as well. Actually, no, you didn't need a proxy gate. You could just proxy a pylon back then and you had the fast warp in. So you didn't proxy a gate. Of course, back then you also had less workers, but... Either way, this is going to hit like a truck. Do we have a battery in the main base? No. Trap says, hey, if you're building an Oracle here as your first unit, you're just going to die against my first push-in. And there's no battery here. First 2 Stalkers are in the main base right now. We see Nightmare trying to block, not quite succeeding. Oracle comes in clutch. I'm pretty sure this Oracle is going to be capable of at least pushing this back a little bit. Getting the kills on these 2 Stalkers should be possible. We still have enough energy for a couple more shots here. And we'll get both of these Stalkers, but at the cost of 6 probes and a Stalker. So not necessarily a great trade here for Nightmare, who... now he's just losing a lot of HP on this pylon. Next 4 Stalkers are showing up. GG gets called. And after 4 minutes, Nightmare is down 1-0. Solid game 1 there. It's, map number 2, we have both players opting for the 1-gate expand. I always like it when people try to emulate max specs. They try to go for the 1-gate expand. Because they see his rating on a League Lock in PvP. They know he's the best Protoss in Protoss versus Protoss. They're like, you know what, I want to try the same thing. I want to see if I can be as great as him. And they can't. They simply cannot be as great as him. They aren't as great as him. It's so freaking hard to defend all the all-ins that you can throw at someone. And MaxSpecs defends all of them. And sometimes makes it look easy, sometimes makes it look tight. But majority of the time he does end up winning. And then whenever you see someone else try to defend, it just doesn't even look remotely close, to be honest. So, let's have a look here. What's Nightmare up to? Nightmare... Double gas for both players. We have 2 pylons for both players. We have double gases for both players. One could call this a mirror. Now, ideally, in this type of situation, you actually want to cancel your Zealot. So you want to get your Nexus down without having to finish your Zealot. I think maybe Nightmare could have gone for it here. No, he's going to finish it. Let's see, this trap. Does he have the ability to cancel it? No. He's going to finish this Zealot as well. Stargate into Adept. On the other hand, we have Nightmare with a Stalker, I guess this is going to be. He's not building anything. Ooh, he's going to skip the 2nd gate unit and instead is opting here for a relatively fast Nexus. I think Trap has similar plans here. Trap is also trying to delay his 3rd pylon, but... it's going to be close. Okay, gets the Nexus down. Will be a little bit later. Of course, will be just a little bit later. So we see Trap with the Adept. Nightmare with the Stalker, neither player with the Warp Gate. And if my spider senses are feeling this correctly, it might actually be a Phoenix Mirror. A Phoenix Mirror is something that should be enjoined sporadically, You can't always have a Phoenix Mirror. It's kind of like... Phoenix Mirror is kind of like sneezing, I really enjoy sneezing every once in a while, It opens you up, but if you're sneezing the entire day, it's just getting bothersome, it starts to hurt, it's not fun, people look at you funky. But like just every now and again, you do the classic looking into the sun, into a sneeze. Yeah, that feels good. And it's the same with a Phoenix versus Phoenix. Phoenix versus Phoenix, when you're not playing it, can actually be quite interesting. As we got our first lift here on this... What? On this Adept, I'm not sure why Trap thought that it would be a good idea to engage into someone that has more anti-air in a Phoenix Mirror. If the Stalker gets a single shot off, that could be seriously bad here. Second Phoenix should be showing up for both players. Unless... No, yeah, second Phoenix is here. Is going to lift. Oh, this is going to be a close one. Both players will lose their first Phoenix. Adept is going to end up falling. Nightmare is walking away with a little bit of a lead here. A small lead. This is not a very significant lead at all. Twilight Council has been scouted, so I'm surprised to see the second Stargate coming out of Trap. I'm very surprised to see that, to be honest. I would have imagined a cancel into Fast Robotics Facility and then continuing Phoenix production off of a single Stargate for a little while, getting that eco lead. That's not the case at all. We even have workers here in the middle of the map. Trap completely misreading this situation, scouted the Twilight Council, but is not responding correctly here. So despite the good start for Nightmare, it felt like Trap could get away with a Phoenix lead and tacking into a Robo, but if you're going to build pylons in the middle of the map and double Stargate, you know, that might backfire later on. We have a proxy pylon coming out of Nightmare, who is desperately trying to chrono boost out this blink. We have a battery as well in the natural, nothing in the main quite yet. It's going to be 6 versus 2. That is not a very fair fight whatsoever, as these Phoenixes are going to get taken out, and Trap is going to take a massive lead here in the game, as he will be capable of taking out literally every single worker. Or well, not every single worker, basically as far as the energy pool stretches. He will be capable of taking out workers. Now he's going to focus on a Stalker. He's going to go for a second Stalker here. One Phoenix will end up falling. Second Phoenix in a little bit of trouble. 2 Stalkers go down. Trap with a little bit more commitment will be forced to pull back as we see these Phoenix angling for a kill. Is not quite going to get it. Trap with a lead in the Phoenix count. Trap with a lead in the worker count. But Trap in a lot of trouble if his opponent decides to ever attack. Because let's face it, there's going to be a lot of Stalkers. And there's not that many units to defend here. Blink is going to reveal itself. No, it's not going to be revealed. Nightmare is pretending like he doesn't have it quite yet. Zealot moving towards the middle of the map is going to try and fight this pylon. Will force these Phoenixes back. And look at this. Nightmare is already trying to intercept them. Trap, however, says, no, I'm just going to kill a lot of your workers. It's going to get 5 more, 11 kills total. We have a couple of Stalkers here being warped in. It's 4 gate versus, well, a single gate so far. We have warp gate not done yet. Robotics facility nowhere close near being done. So yes, it's nice that you have a lot of Phoenixes, but if you have 0 gate units, that's going to be rough. Phoenix will be used here to gain vision to the high ground. You have a Forge being produced as well. Oracle coming in. Warp gate is about to finish up. And here comes the blink in. Oracle gets 1 shot. And I don't think that these gateways are going to warp in a whole lot. Perhaps a single unit. But that should be about it. As here come the Stalkers. We'll be targeting down these Phoenixes individually. 1 Stalker versus 4 Phoenixes so far. That is not a great trade. The first Immortal is out. Second Immortal is on the way. Can we get some more warp-ins? Perhaps we can. Third base is going up behind this though for Nightmare. And it's not like he lost 35 workers. He lost 11 workers. So just dealing a little bit of damage is going to be good enough. And he is here to deal more than just a little bit of damage. He's going to take out that first Immortal. We'll target down those Phoenixes. And now the Stalkers are perhaps in some trouble. No, says Nightmare, is going to blink into the main base instead. Maybe try to clear a couple more workers. As this game, despite Trap's complete scout in the early game, ends up probably ending over here. Because I don't really see a way for Trap to hold on much longer. 4 more Stalkers do blink in from the bottom side. GG gets called as the final Immortal dies. And the series is all tied up. Alrighty, game number 3 will be played on Amphion. I was kind of hoping to not see another 1 gate versus 1 gate, to be honest. Because 1 gate versus 1 base so often devolves into Phoenix Wars. You know, there's a lot of revolutionary Protoss players around the world that just veto all the 1 gate expand maps. I am definitely one of these revolutionaries. Because I freaking hate playing 1 gate expand versus 1 gate expand. Like I said, I don't really mind watching it. I love critiquing players that lose them as well, point out their mistakes. I'm not sure what Nightmare did in his early game, by the way, but he's down a worker, which is impressive. Oh, he's not chronoing. Oh. This is a build I like, actually. Oh, this is a build I most definitely like. So he's going to probably hide this worker, or what? Yeah, look at this. Holy crap. The king of hide and seek. hiding in plain sight because he got spotted there by Trap, but Trap didn't believe it. He's like, you're faking me, but that wasn't a fake. Gets the Nexus down. So this is what we call a gasless opener here. Gasless Nexus. 18 gas after Nexus. And then we get a core at 19. Okay, this is not entirely how I remember the build order to go, but it is what it is. It does explain why he skipped the chrono. Gonna get second gas here as well. We have a Zealot coming out. I'm so curious how Trap is going to respond to this. So the old school response was to proxy a Stargate versus this. You proxy a Stargate, or you get a Stargate at home, and then you proxy a... Wait, what is this? Okay, I have no clue what this part is. Okay, it's going to be a Stargate at home. And then you see people using pylons to block stuff, which is not at all what's happening here. Zealot now is on the way. We have an Adept coming in here as well. Hey, this Nexus is going to finish up so quickly, so rapidly. As a Stalker should start too. It's going to get chrono boosted. Zealot will fight Zealot. Nightmare gets the first hit. This is a silly game already. I like it. I love silly games. Probe is going to fall, but this pylon's going to go up. Trap could try to expand towards the third base, which is... I would like for Trap to wait until... to see whether this is going to get cancelled or not. Yeah, he should have waited for that, absolutely. He didn't. He's going to be paying the price for that. Taking a base further apart here. Adept's moving around. Let's see, do we have a wall? Yes, we do have a wall. This fight is good for the Zealot Adept, because you can clear the Zealot first. Then you just go for the next Stalker. Second Stalker will come out, and it's going to clear at least the Zealot. Maybe capable of taking out this Adept as well. No, I don't think so. First Oracle on the way, over halfway done. And there's the third Stalker now being chrono boosted too. Battery going up in the main base. Second gate popping out. We have 23 workers to 26 in favor of Trap, but Trap sadly has his base outside of his natural. So it's a little bit less secure than ideally you'd want it to be. We have a full worker cut here, as well as a third gate. So I'm almost assuming a 3-gate pressure behind this. Nightmare really is bringing the fire in this best of 3. First Phoenix into Twilight, and now we have a full-on 3-gate pressure with a fast Nexus. But it's not going to hit very hard at all. It's actually going to hit quite softly. We have a Voidray coming out. Not entirely sure what this is for, but Trap has plans. I don't understand the plans, but he has them at least. He's gonna rally this across the map. This shouldn't do anything. Trap has scouted the second gate and the third gate already. Now it's gonna add in another Voidray. So usually we only see Voidrays as a defensive unit. It really feels like Trap here is planning on doing something aggressive with it. Oh no. Is he gonna play Voidray Immortal? This is such an old school way of playing. In a way that I don't really like. Oracle is looking for something. Still hasn't found what he's looking for. Because what he's looking for most likely is damage or extra info. So far has found neither. Isn't aware of the Twilight Council. Isn't aware of where to go to kill some stuff. Okay, he's actually gonna go for it. And a Twilight Council behind it. A Twilight Council behind it. Can target down at least one of these. We have the Prismatic Alignment here. This is a crazy push. It really is. We're gonna see a Stasis Ward at the same time in the main base. No, it gets blocked by a probe, I think. Pretty sure Trap tried it. Yep. Nothing's at this was about as well as I expected this to go. It went very poorly. Which honestly, par for the course here. Nightmare right now is about to finish up his blink. He's going to have 7 Stalkers versus 3. Worker count is actually slightly favored for Trap, but Trap also has managed to lose his Oracle. So any advantage that Trap had at any point during this game has now probably disappeared. I'm assuming Trap wants to take a faster third at least. He's gonna get more Immortals. I wonder what is... I mean, I'd say get Blink here, but his gas count is so low that it feels scary to get Blink. It's gonna take a while. I love this Adept run by though. And you know what I love the most about this Adept run by is, or what I would love the most, is if this Adept run by doesn't go in, ever. Basically, until you see the Stalkers. If you go in before you see your opponent on your side of the map, I think that would be a significant error. I really believe that to be a significant error. As we have a defense here, I think this should be good enough defensively. Might lose a Stalker or two, but with 2 Immortals, maybe you're safe. There's no way that Nightmare believes that he can blink into this, right? Both players barely missing each other. I mean, this is... yeah, it's gonna get spotted, obviously. Adept's moving in, getting a couple of kills. Get the blink in. Ooh, attacks this pylon, can still get cancelled. Trap is not on time. He's gonna move in with his Stalker Immortal Force. He's following it up with a Prism as well. 5 workers have gone down on the other side. Nightmare here is committing to the main base. Will be forced to teleport out, or perhaps can blink down and then blink down another time. That is something you can do. Snipes one Stalker and indeed goes down. We're gonna get the pylon up next as well. There we go. That means 1 gateway less. We don't have anything downstairs, and now we're gonna get the blink as Trap in more than just a little bit of trouble. He's in what we call a world of trouble. Nightmare trying to snipe this pylon is going to get it. Going to depower one of the 2 gateways as the Prism heads towards the main base. It's gonna warp in 2 more Adepts. It's 53 workers to 49. We have this Observer spotting a lot of stuff. We have this Stalker Force now once again trying to target on this pylon. Is going to get it. Forced cancel as the Prism arrives. Let's take a look how quickly Nightmare is going to respond to this threat. Does he see it? I don't think he is quite seeing it yet. Might need to recall here. Yeah, it's going to recall instantly. And I'd like to see a Prism pickup there. Much more than seeing that finish. I'm not sure if that Prism pickup is going to be in time. It's going to be close. Yes, sir. It's going to be in time. 89 supply versus 100. +1 on the way for Nightmare versus no upgrades on the side of Trap. Trap here with the 4 extra gateways is gonna go for an all-in. Very simple all-in. Does build a late forge, which honestly doesn't really excite me very much. Templar Archive. Like, realistically, Trap here needs to go for some type of push, needs to go for some type of timing, and I think getting a +1 while you're attacking doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's not going to bolster your attack very much. So maybe Trap has a different plan here, but I think a different plan is simply not going to work because he will be behind in those upgrades already. I think, oh my god, this is a crazy risky move as well. Just flying in here right away with a Prism. We're going to get the Shade into the 3rd base. There's no Stalkers in position. Trap's actually going to get some damage done here. Would like for this to be cancelled. Yep, there we go. He's going to get 4 or 5 kills. Maybe even 6. He's going to get 6. Oh, target fire there wasn't perfect. 5 kills though with 2 Adepts. I think Trap would be very happy with that if you would have told him that beforehand. Not a huge fan of just putting the Prism in phasing mode in this space, because it is, you know, it's vulnerable space. You can definitely get caught there by some Stalkers. Nightmare supply count continues to grow. You have more Immortals on the way. First Archon as well popping out, and the 4th base here is set up. Prism now heading in towards the main for like the 5th time or so. The problem here for Nightmare is that he just kind of forgets about the existence of the Prism, and this Prism is going to keep going in again and again and again and again, and he's going to get a kill on at least 1 worker here, I can only imagine. No, he doesn't. So instead we're going to get a pickup, but maybe this Prism now in some trouble. No, once again is going to safely escape. As Nightmare also sending a Prism around, is going to get spotted. Both Prisms now aware of one another. As Trap actually kind of even in supply. Do I like his army composition more? It's very similar. It's really very similar. Same amount of Immortals, similar amount of Archons. Here comes an attack in towards the main. We have a couple of Zealots popping off. Well, for now a single Zealot popping off. +1 finally finish here for Trap, who's planning on moving out with that +1 timing. Says, hey, I've been behind in upgrades, but now my upgrades are actually even with you. And maybe I can take a fight. And with a fight, maybe I can get something done. However, there's 3 batteries on the way. Don't really think that Trap has it's a lot of time either. His +2 is about to finish up. And you don't want to be fighting equal supply, 1 upgrade down into batteries. You don't even really want to be fighting into batteries, period, if your supply is close to being equal. As we're going to see these Adepts, they won't make it this time. Prism is here. Observer spotting everything. Uh-oh. Nightmare a little bit out of position there for a second. +2 is finishing up in, well, what is that? 10 seconds, 20 seconds. This is not looking good here for Trap. Because there's going to be a very, very long timing, a big timing window in which I am not loving Trap's fighting abilities here whatsoever. We have a battery, we have a second Robo as well as a Robo now coming in. More Zealots being warped too. This is an awkward spot. Wants to maybe guard this angle, and this is maybe not the best angle to fight here for Nightmare, but his upgrades are much better. Archon's now moving through as well. Beautiful maneuvering, honestly, out of Nightmare, and all of his units are fighting while Trap, no, all of his units were fighting too, but he's down an entire upgrade. He has slightly less Archons, and as a result, he's gonna get completely blasted in that battle. 157 supply to 99. New Prism is on the way out. +3 hasn't started yet for Nightmare, but it doesn't matter. As Trap will tap out with the GG. Nightmare gets the W, and that, my dear friends, is going to be it for me today. I hope you all enjoyed this series. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.